The Fawley Challenge Cup, Hinksey Sculling School on the Berkshire Station, St Andrew Boat Club from up in Edinburgh on the Buck Station.
Go!
Yeah. And we have the Scottish champions on the right-hand side of the screen against Hinksey Sculling School, who I umpired the other day. They had a slower start when we raced on Tuesday and came back through their opposition, King's School Chester, to win that race. So let's see what they've done today. And just look there, Tim, there's a little bit of steering that the St Andrews, first time out down the course of them, have just had to do. Again, they got spooked, if you like, by the island, the trees, and moved away, and now they've got themselves up and running and straight.
So St Andrew Boat Club now settling down very nicely. I was on their Twitter feed a little bit earlier on. They were getting very excited about this race, encouraging their members to watch the action from down here at Henley Royal Regatta. Junior boys on the water right now. St Andrew Boat Club from Edinburgh. And this is the live action. It's really close, so it's going to be a nerve jangler wherever you're watching this from. If you've got any sort of loyalties in this race, it's far from over. In fact, it's impossible to say which boat's going to come out best here. Hinksey Sculling School from just up the road in Oxford. They'll have good support on the banks of the Thames down here at Henley. Hinksey Sculling School on the Berkshire Station. This is a great tussle.
Yeah, this is fantastic, isn't it? And James Lamble sitting in the two-seat there of Hinksey. His mum, Jennifer, bought us some flapjacks the other day, Tim. Did you manage to get any of the flapjacks to keep us going throughout the regatta?
No,
but
too
look
professional.
here now, they're just watching that steering, making sure that they get themselves straight. It is on the Hinksey boat, it is the steersman, Mr. Allison, who's got the foot. On the St Andrews, actually bound, Mr. Foxwell is steering.
Yeah, so there were a few steering issues actually for both parties there, because I was watching St Andrew get very close to the booms to the left of your picture, and I was watching Hinksey drift out too much to the middle. And actually the two things aren't unconnected, I presume, because if Hinksey do come across, then if you're in a St Andrew boat, you probably feel a bit cramped up, and it's natural to veer that way, is it, to get out of their path?
Yeah, and you can, and the temptation, we talked about the cues earlier, or what you steer off in a single scull. And in any boat, it's quite easy to steer off another boat on the river without realising we're on the course, because you're used to doing that on a river. When you're training in, day out, you will often have other boats around you, and of course you're steering off them. You rarely have the river or the lake to yourself, and so you're just steering off the buoys.
Well, the St Andrew Boat Club rowers will be used to training on the Union Canal, which can get pretty congested up in Edinburgh, if you know that part of the world. But at the moment, they're doing well on the Thames down in Henley. They look like they're going to put this one to bed. If they can just forge on for another couple of 100 metres, they could easily get the better of Hinksey Sculling School here.
Yeah, last year this club, St Andrews, competed in Fawley, and they got knocked out by Leander. And some of the athletes are still involved in GB selection trials. So we're looking at a very strong crew. They won the Scottish Championships as well, so they have had a winning habit this season.
That's Alex Patton, you can see in the stroke seat for St Andrews, to the right of your picture. And then you can see the back of Freddie Foxwell, the bowman. St Andrews nearest to the camera there. Hector Patton and Ben Nussey. They're the four that are on the water here. And having a little look at Hinksey Sculling School, they've come back into this. This is not over by any means. There's a bit of overlap there, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see Hinksey there giving it everything. They've upped their race, as we said people would do, and they got to this point of the race, and they've come down the two-thirds, if you like, of the race, and there's the last bit with the sharp end to go, and nothing matters unless what you do, you manage to hold on to your lead. It doesn't matter if you led on the first stroke, it's who matters, who leads on the last stroke. This could go all the way. It
could well do, yeah. Hinksey Sculling School have not given up. Lawrence Harkin in the stroke seat, Wolf Allison, Herbie Austin-Baker and James Lamble. 16, James Lamble. Great experience for him. And Herbie Austin-Baker, same age as well. And look at this, they're veering out, and they're going to have to be very careful here, Hinksey, as the umpire urging them to get back onto their side of the water. And credit to St Andrew, who have just held their nerve there, held their line. But that could be a crucial little detour that Hinksey have been on. That might just give St Andrew the opportunity to get ahead. It's so tight in this Fawley Challenge Cup heat, but that indeed has given St Andrew the initiative. That steering wobble has cost Hinksey Sculling School dear in front of stewards, and they've got a length up now, the Scottish boat, and they head for the line. It's the last couple of strokes. It's going to be very tight, but they've done enough. And St Andrew Boat Club A, Fawley Challenge Cup, they moved through. That was another really good race. How important was that steering wobble in front of stewards?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and the steering is a critical part of your boatmanship, and when you're absolutely giving it everything, you have to be able to still split your brain when you have that steering foot to ensure you know where the boat is and how you're rowing.